If you're struggling to memorize everything on the MCAT, and there is a ton to memorize, I want you to try out these 3 things, and I guarantee you're not doing at least one of them. My name is Luke. I scored a 520 on the MCAT, and for the past 4 years, I've been tutoring the MCAT and helping other people reach their goal scores. Recently, I've had someone score a 524 using these tips. Number 1 is to focus on the high yield information. There is just simply way too much information for you to be able to try to learn every single thing. And the test is mostly going to quiz you just over the high yield stuff. So I recommend that as you go through your content, if you're wondering if something is high yield or low yield, go ahead and assume it's low yield, and then take that information and keep it in some sort of tracker that you can then revisit later. This way, you're not too stressed about skipping too much information because you've recorded it all. And then if you start reaching those higher scores and you're starting to feel like what you really need is just more details and more facts to know, you can reference all of these facts that you have kept track of and start memorizing them to try and improve your score then. But by skipping those facts early on, you'll be able to progress through the information much faster and hopefully get to those scores that you want to be at before worrying about that really low yield information. The second thing that you really need to do is give the information more structure. Our brains love structure, and it makes information easier to memorize and learn. This is a big reason why a lot of learning experts are not the biggest fans of flashcards, because they really strip away all the structure that these interconnected topics have and turn it into isolated pieces of information. There are a bunch of different ways to give information structure. One really simple way would be to get on a virtual whiteboard and put down the information that you're trying to memorize, and then just categorize it into different groups that make sense. You can also do this with your missed question logs. Instead of having just a list of different questions that you've missed, put those all on a virtual whiteboard and then group them into the different categories that make sense. The third one, and the easiest one to apply, is spaced repetition. So after you've covered a topic, if you feel like it's starting to slip after a few days and you're not memorizing it as well, go ahead and schedule a day of spaced repetition, and you can go back over all of the information that you think you don't have memorized as well. I'd recommend about 1 every 10 days you schedule a day purely for spaced repetition to go over all of those old topics.